Hey friends, welcome back to this channel. I hope you're having a great day. My name is Venus and I'm a first-year music therapy student in Sydney. If you have been following me for a while, you would know that I'm passionate with my handpan. Check out some of my best handpan covers here. Anyway, piano is actually the first instrument I learned since I was 5 years old. Now you might think that I was actually forced into it. But no, I know I'm a typical Asian, but my parents actually asked me if I wanted to learn. I remember that time I listened to the Fantasy Impromptu for the first time in my life and I fell in love with it. And then was like, it would be cool if I were able to play that song one day. So I said yes. And then here we go, the painful journey. Don't get me wrong, I actually enjoy playing the piano, but if you were like me who started playing piano at a young age, it's quite unavoidable to take the exams and get those kind of certifications. If you start as a teenager or an adult, it might be even harder for you to just find an hour in your schedule and sit down and practice. Not just because you don't have the time, but also for the fact that you don't have patience. I want to tell you a story and the secret of why I can stick to my daily practice. I achieved a quite decent competence level back in 2010 before I moved to Australia for uni. So I actually took up the Bachelor of Commerce, which was totally unrelated to music. So between that time to last year, I was only playing piano occasionally for fun, some pop songs, and then also some contemporary Christian songs for my church. Yes, my skills were rusty, but last year I made a big decision to give up my accounting career to pursue music therapy. So in order to get into the Master of Music Therapy, you need to go through an audition. That means I need to brush up my musical skills. I was able to go from nearly level 0 to advanced in just 2 months. So how did I do that? Well, I had a day job, multiple projects on the side, and really bad mental health because of what was going on in Hong Kong that time. Besides the strong calling and determination I had, one important contributing factor was muscle memory. I must say all those years of practice as a kid did help a lot in the process. The point is, playing piano, just like all the other skills, is something that you can practice, perfect and master if you put in enough patience and consistency. After so many years of playing the piano and learning other instruments, I can tell you that practicing 5 minutes per day is better than doing 1 hour full once a week. There are muscles that you want to train and stretch every single day, so make time for it. I'm going to tell you my secret of sticking with the boring scales. First of all, why scales, you may ask? Why can't I just play my favorite songs as practice every day? Surely you can. I think that's great motivation, and that's better than not touching the piano at all. But think of the long term. You don't want to be able to play just one song, unless it's a difficult piece and you want to show off, right? So, in the long run, you want to be able to play most songs. But what's the quickest way to do that? Here comes the Pareto Principle, also known as the 80-20 rule. It states that for many events, around 80% of the effects come from 20% of the causes. So this Pareto guy found out around 80% of the land in Italy was owned by 20% of the population back in 1896. You can basically apply this principle to anything in life. For example, 80% of your happiness comes from 20% of the friends around you. 80% of the songs today are comprised of 20% of the chords. The list goes on. You will notice that 80% of the piano pieces come from 20% of certain patterns. Let me give you an example. So there are 2 contrasting pieces I'm currently working on. So see this bar from Fantasy Impromptu, and this page from Unravel, the opening song of Tokyo Go. What's the common point between them? Ascending notes and arpeggios. Some octaves. What are they? Yep, scales. This is the secret. I dare say once you master the flexibility of your fingers, you are invincible. You can play anything, quick. But you are like, oh, I find practicing scales boring, so what should I do? Well, here's another secret. Think of all this as a game. In order to level up, you need to play faster. Think of all the great songs you can play once you master this skill. I personally enjoy scales more than sight reading when I was doing my exams because I had satisfaction when I beat my personal record. Try that. Yes, the beat is important in your practice, so metronome is your best friend. So this is the method I use to overcome long, dull, hideous scale practice. Are you convinced at this point that daily practice is important? Great. Today I want to show you the 6-minute routine that I use every single day. If I'm busy, I'll just get that 6-minute practice done and call it a day. But on most days, I'll just use it as a warm-up before I proceed to play difficult pieces. I would say this is for intermediate to advanced kind of warm-up because I move at high speed. The practice I do is based on the ABRSM grade 8 scales, but I play a lot faster and sometimes not 4 octaves, so I can get some difficult majors or minors done. This way you remind yourself with different scale combination. Even for E flat melodic minor or B flat harmonic minor, you won't forget how they look like because you have the training. So let's get started, the 6-minute daily piano practice. So the first scale is a normal similar motion scale that I play with both hands. I'm pressing the legato at the moment and I might incorporate the staccato later on. I tend to pick more melodic minors here. You will know why later. Pay attention to the tempo. According to the instruction, this marks the minimum recommended speeds, which means you must be able to achieve this safely without showing inaccuracy or labored playing. So here it says 88 per minute, but I'm playing from at least 100 now. Remember, treat this as a game. Take the baby steps to level up. This is a third part scale that consists of just major and harmonic minor. This is why from the octave practice earlier, I said I tend to just play more melodic minors. There is no melodic minor in this part, so you might want to refresh your memory from the part earlier. Now onto the third part scale. This is intended to be played slower than the section before. I usually do it at around 90 to 100. Again, I will level up to play staccato later on. The third exercise is chromatic scales. You can start from any note you like. I would suggest getting out of comfort zone and playing in different positions every day. You want improvement, right? I can play chromatic scales really fast, but you might want to be careful not to mess it up. I'm not gonna lie, this is my weakness. Not only do you need to play in root positions, but also first and second inversions. Let's take C major as an example. Not only do you need to start from C, but also from E, so E, G, C, and also start from G, so it's G, C, E. Again, I tend to pick different notes to start with every day to get myself familiar with different positions. Personally, I find E flat and B flat hard. I didn't pay much attention to this one, just pick 2 to 3 randomly from the book. So this part is optional, I just do it because I want to keep my pace. I reckon my left hand can go ascendingly fast and right hand descendingly fast, so I want to balance it. I'm currently at 150 per minute. This is the bonus part. Practice some HANON if you have spare time. Not gonna lie, I used to hate this when I was a kid, but I found this useful. These days I'm training the 3, 4, 5 on my left hand because I realized they are too weak. So that's it. If you find it too fast for you, try starting from the recommended speed and gradually add up as you go. You can do it. And one last thing, the virtue of mastering any skill. Make practice a habit. You have 6 minutes every single day. Stop making excuses and take your piano skills to the next level. If you have enjoyed this video, feel free to check out all my other piano covers here, or if you want some hand pan covers, you can also check them out here. Let me know in the comment section below if you want more piano practice tips, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!